In this video, I answered Nag's question. His question was, how do you negotiate? So I'll share with you in this video what I do to negotiate deals. This is a question from Nag, and his question was, can you share a bit more about your negotiation skills? So excellent question, and we can always do better in terms of negotiating, and there's lots of books, lots of courses, seminars, events, webinars, where people who are much more experienced than I am in the art of negotiating share their expertise and experience with you. But I assume here Nag's question is more about how do I go about negotiating, because I'm buying businesses and I'm also buying property. I'm helping my clients buy businesses, I'm helping my clients sell businesses. So negotiating is part and parcel of what I do, but we all negotiate in life every single day, doing different things, whether it's negotiating with your boss, negotiating with a customer, a client, a prospect, or doing something else in life where you're negotiating. Even husband, wife, civil partners, spouses negotiate. You even negotiate with your kids without realizing you're negotiating. So we all negotiate. It's just about how we do it. So without going into the technical aspect, or giving you 16 different things you can do to become a better negotiator, I don't think that's Nag's question. I think he's just saying what are some of the things that I do. So the first thing I would say is, when I go into a negotiation, when we're talking about price, I keep it very simple. I say to the seller, the vendor, okay, your price, my terms, or my price, your terms, which one do you prefer? And generally speaking, they'll want their price, which is the asking price. And if they want that, then I'll be setting up my own terms, which means not paying them upfront in one go and spreading the payments over a period of time. That's what I call no money down, and there's some videos on this channel which you can look at. But generally speaking, they won't like that idea, but they won't like the idea of the price that I propose. That opens up us up to negotiate and then meet somewhere which works for both of us. But even before I do that, because I talk about price later, when I'm first talking to people, I make it very clear that they are busy, I'm busy. The last thing we want to get into is horse trading, wasting each other's time. So my first aim is to get to know the vendor, to understand why they're selling, their motivation behind that, because if I understand the reason why they're selling, some of them don't need the cash up front, so that negotiation will be different. Others need the cash now, which means they'll be more open to negotiating possibly a better price. And I always look to build rapport, build trust, but I make it very clear to them from day one, I don't want to waste their time, I don't want them to waste my time. So I ask them to tell me exactly what's going on in their business, or if I'm buying a property, how long they've had it on sale for, if it's got any planning permission, or if they've ever applied for planning permission, which I can find out obviously from the local authority, but if they've done any pre-apps, so I get a good understanding. Once I've done that, I build rapport. They know I'm not a time waster, I'm not messing around, I'm asking the right type of questions depending on the type of deal and the type of business I'm looking to buy, so they know I'm serious. I then tell them about myself, and I also tell them about my financial position, who I'm working with, what we're looking to do. I think giving that information to people shows them that you are credible, so building credibility and rapport is extremely important. Then we start going into the nitty-gritty and the detail, and I always tell them that my aim is to make it a win-win situation, and that's absolutely true, because I think when both parties walk away thinking, I probably haven't got the best deal, but I've got a good deal, is when it's a fair negotiation. If you think you're going to get one over the person selling, doesn't happen very often. You're going to lose on a lot of deals, and if they aren't going to compromise and they want basically full asking price, unless it's if we're talking about property, it's an exceptional property in an exceptional area with exceptional demand, they're not going to get asking price. If it's a business, then there's so many different variations on obviously how to value a business, why they're selling and what it's worth. So I always tell them, let's look for the win-win situation, which is the path of least resistance, least pain, where they get what they want, I get what I want, and we can do a deal. Because most small businesses who are selling don't end up selling, and they work all their lives thinking at some point in the future they're going to sell their business, and because they don't end up selling, that causes them more pain and frustration. So I always try and tell them that I'm going to try and help them get to where they want to get to, but they've got to help me to get there by being accommodating and by being flexible. I personally, although I've done a number of negotiation courses and also read a number of books, and also in fact spoken to people who are negotiation speakers and experts and trainers, and they share their skills with me, I don't try and use too many techniques. I find being candid, upfront, honest, direct, straight is one of the best ways of negotiating, so the other party knows exactly where you are. I also believe in transparency, so I'll always be transparent. If this is what the situation is, then let's work together. I think the more information you volunteer, the more information they'll volunteer. You're going to build that bond, build that relationship, and that's going to help you to negotiate better. So that's kind of in a nutshell, Nag, what I do. If you want me to go into specifics and teach you all the different techniques that I use, happy to do that, but I hope this has answered kind of in blanket form your question. But if you want more detail, post it in the comments box below, and I'm happy to answer your question, Nag, or anybody else's question. If you like the video, click like so I know you like this content, so we can give you more content like this. And of course, please subscribe so we can keep you updated with all of our new content.